Agos. My next guest, Richard Brandt. Where's my man? There he comes.
Was it good?
Yeah, that was.
Here's my man.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Richard Brandt. Let's give a warm welcome to Richard.
Short.
He's my
Started
boyfriend.
I'm easy.
Am I growling for them?
So she works out. Anybody watch the reruns of The Sopranos? There's a scene in there where the girl is talking about sex at breakfast, and Tony, of course, says, "Don't do that." She says, "Hey, it's the 90s." And Tony says, "No, that's where you're wrong. It's the 90s out there, and here it's 1954. And I thought that was a cute line. Apparently you didn't, but I did. I grew up in the 50s, and in kindergarten they would have these sirens go off, and we'd hide under our desk. They were atomic bomb drills. Recently, my granddaughter said, "Where are those sirens?" I told her they're for tornadoes, but when I learned about them, they weren't that. All right, this is gotta get some sympathy here. I've been married for in August 6th. I'll be married for 45 years. I was married 8-6-6-6. Should have taken a clue right there. But it's really not. My marriage is not really my fault or my wife's. This was before eHarmony, so we didn't really find a soulmate. Now that's got to be nice. You find a soulmate or a few of them, and you say, "I hate horses," and she says, "Yeah, I hate horses too," and you say, "Yeah." And you say, "I like Obama," and she says, "Yeah, so do I." So you say, "Yeah." And you say, "I was just kidding," and she says, "Yeah, me too," and all right. I should have been able to tell from earlier that this was more of a Democrat crowd. Okay. 3 or 4 group mourning? That doesn't make any sense. All right. There's got to be something here that makes some sense. All right. We'll try something here. This is called a punchline quiz, okay? I figured these are tried and true jokes. I'll give you the setup, and you can tell me the punchline. For example, take my wife. There you go. You got this down. All right. Doctor gave me 6 months to live. I couldn't pay my bill, so he gave me another 6 months. Right? All right. Okay. Girl meets a new guy at a party. Says, "I haven't seen you here before." He says, "I just got out of jail for killing my wife." She says, "So you're single?" It's a desperate group. All right, how about this one? This is another classic. Just got back from a pleasure trip. Took my mother-in-law to the airport. How about Stephen Wright? Said cross-country skiing is good if you live in a small country. He also said you can't have everything. Where would you put it? All right, one of my favorite comedians is Jackie Mason. I don't know. I could be Jewish. I don't know who my father is, but that's a whole other story. Jackie would say, "I don't like those ethnic jokes." Of course, then he'd tell one right away. Said he knew a guy that was half Polish and half Jewish. He was a janitor, but he owned the building. All right. Like I said, he apologized first. I've got to either write these more clearly, or some things I can spell. I'll be okay. Some humor has a lesson to it. For example, being persistent. You heard about the duck walks into the duck store? Yeah, right. Duck walks into the grocery store. He says, "Got duck food?" The manager says, "No, try the pet store." Duck walks in the next day. Says, "Got duck food?" The manager says, "Tell you what, come in here and ask for duck food again. I'm going to nail your feet to the floor." Next day, duck walks in, says, "Got nails?" The manager says, "No, got duck food." All right. See, at least you're going to have a couple you can take home here. Ole is dying, okay? He says, Lena, come here, I've been thinking. He says, remember 40 years ago when we just got on the farm and the barn burned down? You know, it was you and I. 20 years ago, the crops failed and you were at my side. Now I'm dying and you're here. Lena, I'm starting to think you're bad luck. All right, I went all over Europe telling that joke. You know, I don't know whether it went well or not. My wife heard it a lot of times, that's for sure. All right, I'll tell you what, I might do you a favor here and just kind of skip through here on these pages I can't read. I did have something happen to me. Oh, I was going to say,